So we're just a few days away from the primary. So yeah, just inform the community about the details, what they need to know, if it's open or closed, what they need to bring, if they're going to vote, where.
So we're all set for this Saturday. That'll be April 13th. Um, it will be from 2 p.m., 2 o'clock in the afternoon, to 6 p.m., so that's 4 hours for anyone wishing to come to vote Saipan, Tinian, or Rhoda. Here in Saipan, it will be at the Garpen Central Park. For Tinian, it will be at Charlene Lizamas residence, which is where we had the presidential primary. And for Rhoda, it'll be at the Roundhouse. And again, it's from 2 to 6 on all three islands. We're, uh, we'll be meeting tomorrow. The leadership will be meeting tomorrow to kind of finalize everything. But we're pretty set. We have our volunteers that have stepped forward to basically manage the election, that election day or primary day. We will have, of course, observers from both candidates in all three islands. We have requested for them to submit their observers. There were requests or questions to whether, will there be any off-island votes or advance early voting. And because we really don't have the means to be able to do all of that, we can only have a Saipan and Rhoda a few hours, in this case 4 hours, election day. For we don't even have the means to go out and have confined voters vote, but we have announced that we will allow for curbside, so if anyone wishing to bring someone who is unable to walk through to into the voting place, we will have enough volunteers and observers, of course, to be able to allow individuals to vote from their vehicle.
And is this an open or closed primary?
So it's, we're governed under our articles and bylaws, the Republican Party, and actually early on, the leadership as well confirmed that we will follow that. It will be a closed Republican primary. We've made that known from the very beginning. But at the same time, we will allow, basically, so when we say closed primary, it'll be close to members of the Republican Party throughout the Commonwealth, right? And what we will do, since we don't have a running list, we kind of do now because we had several individuals that actually signed in during the general membership meeting, latter part of last year, and then we had more signatures during the primary election. But we are still going to allow anyone who didn't sign in as a member during the general membership meeting and the presidential primary to come on the election day and sign in as a member of the CNMI Republican Party, and then will be allowed to vote. So, the only requirement would be that you show an ID, that you are 18 years old and eligible to vote. And that's basically as much as we can what do you call it, enforce, and since we're limited with just the volunteers handling the primary.
And what's the format going to be? Are the candidates going to be able to speak before everyone votes, or is it pretty much voting starts right at 2 and then?
No, it'll be just voting starts at 2. I understand that both candidates have been going out and reaching out to family members and meeting with members of the community. And so they're doing their campaign as we speak, right? And so no, April 13th, Saturday at 2 o'clock we start allowing people to vote.
And what's your estimate on the turnout? How many people typically turn out? I don't know when the last primary was either.
It's for a primary, it's never that much. It's very limited. But we do have 2 candidates who are encouraging their family and their friends and their supporters and members of the community through their visits to come down and vote. So certainly a lot more than than the primary we had for the presidential. But, you know, I think that the 4 hours that we've given ourselves to be able to allow people to vote, I think we should be able to make that work.
And my last question is just about the slate. Obviously, your focus right now is the delegate seat, but what can you inform the community about the Republican slate moving forward?
So we're really excited about getting this weekend over with, you know, and selecting our delegate candidate for the delegate, for the Washington delegate that would be running under our party. Right after that, we will start then focusing on filling the slates on all the members of the House, the one senator from each island, of course, and try to fill that up as soon as possible. So that will be our next focus, and the leadership is all set. We've actually started. You know, we've already asked members of the precinct club to start identifying individuals who may be good candidates to run under our party.